Welcome everybody to Fatal Errand, the newest map from Nava. Nava is the creator of Nemesis 1 and 2, which we played on my channel. And this is his newest map for Minecraft version 1.16.5. Here are, I'm guessing, some of the people who helped or even contributed to the map. Rules: play the map in survival mode using at least easy difficulty. Yada yada yada. Yada yada yada. Yada yada yada. Do not alter game rules. Oh, there's data packs. Interesting. Have fun. No, I will not have fun. Never. Other stuff. This map has natural regen disabled. Yes, that's one thing that I read about the map that certainly attracted me to it. I think the last map that we played that was like that was... Well, I guess technically Nova Arcana kind of has that, right? But Galaroth, I think it's maybe supposed to be closer to Galaroth in terms of the health mechanic, but we'll have to wait and see. It's supposed to be a hard map. So, we use potions to regenerate stuff. This map has cartographer. Alright, well, let's go ahead and begin our journey. Terminus Valley. Lesser Nectar Flask restores 5 hearts over 3 seconds. Now that seems powerful, but I imagine that will be taking a good amount of health. There's melon and there's wood. We'll have to figure out if that's actual stone or not. Something tells me it's probably not. The fact that you can have smooth stone that's in half slabs is just, it trips me out still. Silverfish, yes, but half slabs, it's always a surprise for me. I probably won't be able to record a very long episode, mainly because my parents got the vaccine. Finally, they got their second dose. I guess they're having, chills. When my wife got hers, because she's a healthcare worker, she had a really bad reaction, but it only lasted about 24 hours and then it went away. My dad the same way, but today it's my mom, so she wasn't able to watch the kids. So I'm trying to juggle lots of things at the moment. But hopefully we can at least get a taste for the map and see what it has to offer here. We got our torches, we got ourselves a pick and a sword and some food. Maybe grab a little bit more food. And some blocks. So I was going to check and see. Yeah, okay, I figured that it was going to be slabs, but just to be safe, we do have a spawner up here. So wait and see what it is. Really a creeper spawner. This overhang has me curious and a little scared. Is this... Oh man, for a second I thought that was already an intersection. That worked out nicely. Hello there, Mr. Zombie. I imagine you have yourself a spawner over there. There's a spawner right there. What are you doing, guy? I think maybe... Nope, okay. Just really buggy AI. Do apples do anything? Old explorers note, a great tragedy has befallen this land. A stabilizing force lies ahead. A monument in this valley must be given sufficient power. Sage, grant mercy, grant me a few more notes in the song of life. Okay, I think we'll put those there. A Repulsor Blade. Some of this stuff is already looking familiar, reminiscent of DE. Oh, I thought that was a barrel. But I'll be honest, it's so far fairly calm compared to what I was expecting, I guess. Oh, you were supposed to explode. Yeah. That works. We are still within range. Yeah, there's something... I think one thing that I really appreciate right now is the size of the area. I was gonna say there's probably gonna be something over here, right? I was kind of expecting a skelly spawner to get you whenever you go across the bridge there. Nope. We're good. I don't know. You know, I've gone back and forth on the topic of natural spawns in maps. I remember being quite critical of Vex when he was doing Super Hostile Online for the just the sheer number of natural spawns and the reliance on natural spawns to create a sense of difficulty just because of how unreliable it is. And maybe in a multiplayer setting on a server like that, that makes a lot more sense. 3 blocks. But I do find, even in the maps that I've made, which I think all the maps that I've made have natural spawns turned off, that, I don't know, there's something about that unpredictability that's really appealing to me, and that I noticed in some of these older maps that I've been playing recently, where even in areas that you think you've pacified can have mobs show up, and particularly like this kind of stuff, I feel very safe right now to be able to retreat. Although that watermelon kind of freaked me out for a second. Whereas if this had natural spawns, because of all the darkness, right? So I don't know. I've just kind of gone back and forth on it, and I think that maybe it just depends on the type of map, the type of experience that you're going for. And whatnot. You know what? Okay, I was gonna say this would actually be a good opportunity for that Repulsor Blade that we got. But, I don't think we're gonna need that here. Not anymore. People were talking about creepers the other day on the Discord, and their kind of value as a mob, and how they were basically a mistake, and how really, if you think about it, they're kind of a poorly designed mob. And all this stuff, and somebody mentioned in like one of my videos where I'm like early on talking about creepers, about how much I hate them. And I do, it's very much a love-hate relationship. But I love using them as, like, I kind of see them more as like a utility almost. Very risky, almost like TNT basically. I mean, yeah, it's like basically TNT, right? And I don't know, that element of the gameplay is something I don't think will ever get old for me, being able to use creepers to blow things up and blow up other mobs and stuff. It's certainly one thing I noticed with the lack of the sword blocking. And the shields, I mean, shields are just so broken. I wish Mojang would do something about them. I know that there are mods out there, and I'm sure that there are data packs out there that will do things with the shields. But I wish we could get the sword blocking back, or something closer to that. Because I liked the risk-reward kind of calculations that you had to do when it came to running into a situation and potentially having to use your sword block where it still does damage, whereas a shield now, you know, you just kind of go up there and walk and just block the damage and... Oh no, my shield broke. Well, let me just go make another one with one piece of iron. Like, just the amount of damage that it mitigates is just insane. And I know this is, you know, something everybody's heard at this point. And my only guess is that they do it to keep the game easy. To appeal to a broader player base, you know? And that's something that I mentioned in one of my recent vids, is like I gotta always keep in mind that this game was not really made for CTMs. It wasn't really made for... I mean, I don't know. You know, I said that earlier. Now that I think about it, Notch, I think, maybe was going for something that was less for casual gamers and more for, you know, the hardcore gamers who actually like the challenging, difficult survival gameplay. And if you look at earliest Minecraft, that I think it is that. So maybe it's not that it was created, but that it has kind of evolved to be more of a casual game. Gosh, I thought there was going to be a room full of creepers right there. Oh man, I kind of forgot that. Yeah, this is no regen, huh? No regen. Just because there's a lot of stuff about the game that I'm like, you know, why do you have this? This just makes things far too easy. And it's like, well, yeah, that's kind of the point. Because we want a bunch of 8-year-olds playing, you know? But that's also the beauty of Minecraft, because it's so malleable. It's so... you can do whatever you want with it. And I guess that's its greatness, but also in some ways it's fallback, or its downfall, because it leads to a kind of fragmented player base to a certain degree. Very niche communities kind of coming up, you know, and you have your different sects, and so maybe having a sense of broad, connected player base is harder to obtain than it is with maybe some other games. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of talking out loud right now, or thinking out loud right now. Talking out loud, yeah. Talking out loud. We tend to do that, don't we? Usually. Okay, he clearly wants me to go along here. But why? Why do you want me to go along the dangerous lava path there, Naba? One other thing that I was thinking about was just in terms of the degree to which the sandbox nature of the game is preserved in modern CTMs. I remember, you know, I've talked about how I kind of, when I went off to college, is this going to be the first skelly? No, still just zombies. Again, good opportunity for the repulsor here. Oh gosh, I thought another one had spawned for a second, but when I went off to college, I kind of took a break from gaming. Like, I remember this was like junior year of high school probably, and I remember just staying up late playing Grand Theft Auto 3. Or it may have been Vice City by then. Heck, it may have even been... No, it definitely wasn't 4. 4 came out when I was in college, which I didn't play 4 until I had graduated. But like, I went from like that to the really next game that I played between like 2005 and 2011 was, besides like some Wii Sports games maybe, and then one other one that I'm going to talk about here in a second is Minecraft. So I had like this big gap, but there was one game that I remember buying for my Wii, because I hadn't bought a game in a long time, and I was like, okay, you know, I'm here, it's on sale, whatever, I'll buy it. I'm kind of bored. Maybe it may have been like Break or something. I don't know. But it was an X-Men like Wolverine game. Oh, well, I guess that's my last torch there, isn't it? And it was so bad. It was so bad in terms of how railroady it was, you know? And not that there aren't some games. I mean, you look back a lot of the earlier 2D games, there's really only one way to go. You know? So it's not that I can't enjoy those, but the element of choice and stuff is certainly an important part of the appeal of Minecraft, I think. And how very different it was playing the final area of this Deathly Trails 2 map, where it's just a giant area. There is a linear path that you can find, but only if you know that that is the path to follow. So it's like, you know, but then compare that to some of the other ones where it's basically like, here, just follow this path. And, you know, of course, the solution to most things is finding a balance, right? But how, you know, basically I'm given the option here as a player to go around over here, the much safer option. But yet there's this path made for me as the player. And just kind of psychologically, and, you know, I never took any kind of classes in this kind of stuff, but I think it'd be interesting to study, like, why players make certain choices. And I'm sure that there are plenty of classes offering that kind of stuff, gameplay design and whatnot. And I'm sure that some of the mapmakers here could explain to you why this makes sense. But sometimes I look at stuff like that and I just kind of wonder, like, you know, and then you compare it to, like, the void walkways and stuff, where it's like, well, there's your objective. Or not even the void walkways, but just like here's your objective, now figure out how to get to it, kind of thing, with just a million obstacles in the way. It's a very, very different experience, I think. Gosh, I'm being very talkative this episode, and you know what? I think I probably talked a little too much. If I had to guess, that's the way we want to go, and then this is going to be some kind of side something or other. I just realized that there's another one, I think, coming for me. At least should be coming for me, but I guess not. Guess he decided to not pay attention. I need to do that, and what am I saying? I have no idea what I'm saying anymore, because there are walking explosives around, and we don't have a whole lot of life. Oh, I was going to say something about armor. We have the 4 leather, but we want to wait until we can make a chest piece, preferably. This feels a little too easy, I don't know. And maybe I'm just playing a little too cautiously in general, trying to get a feel for the map. Any map that has, you know, new mechanics and stuff, you gotta kind of figure things out. Almost enough for a chest piece, not quite though. And I guess, I don't know. Yeah, no, the apples are better. Do we want to save it so that we make, I think you want to try to save it, right? So that you make full use of your potions, because I'm assuming that they're limited in their supply. Here's another example where I could go back and then bridge over the lava, or I could just go around. And it looks like he did put a skelly here. Skelly spawner here somewhere. At least I heard the skelly spawner. Maybe it's inside the wall? But, I mean, yeah, like, look at this. Like, I could just jump right through and go. I mean, this is the first area, but it's still, I don't know. The areas are so very, very area-like compared to some of the older stuff. Anyways. I gotta go cook some pizza, homemade pizza. So that's going to be it for me for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.